disease. And the population left, and they built it a totally different city downhill, the place where we have started. So what we had it here, we had it something like an original city, yes? If you look at the walls, you will realize it, how old they are, because these are construction from 11th and 12th century when people were unsafety inside. So each house was like a fortification. You look at, if you are on a horse and on a carriage, you can't enter it inside because the line of the windows, it's above a horse and carriage. Yeah, it's very thick, very big one. So in 15th century, a prince from the south lost the civil war, and he escaped with his wife over here without money. So he has to do it the jobs. The only job that he knew to do it was to be a policeman. Yes, so he was hired in the police house, which is that yellow house over here, to be the chief of police of the city, because that was the only thing that he knew to do it. Yes, and inside this house he had two sons. One son called Vlad, dark hair, green eyes. Another son called Radu, like myself, curly and blonde hair. Yes, both sons were born, one in 1431, the other one in 1432. Here in this house. If you go this house now, it's a restaurant. Up level of the first level in the restaurant, there is a fresco with a guy with a mustache, recently discovered. They just discovered it, and this is the face of one guy who had been known like the Order of the Dragon Knight, because he was very good landsman. He was like a champ in the Middle Age, yes? And he received the Order of the Dragon. The dragon that is biting the tail. You see, it's like a dragon. Can you see the dragon over there? So the dragon is biting the tail over here. Yes, that's like this. And for the Romanian peasant, a dragon was something evil. And the most evil thing, it was devil. In Romanian language, you say devil, dracul. So, son of somebody, you add an A. So, for example, my son, it's Radu A. So, the son of the devil, the son of the evil dragon, one, it's a Dracul A. So, in this house, at the first level, face to the frescoes that is over there, Dracula was born. He was born here, but he was not raised here. He stayed here for 3 years and he moved in Germany, and from Germany he was taken a hostage to the Turks. Yes? And then this part of his life when he was Turkish hostages, we will talk when we'll be tomorrow at the Dracula's castle. I don't know if it's written in your books or whatever in your program. It's important because it is historical proof that he was born here, and if you go up there, you will see the face of his father with big mustache like this, yes? The mother, it's the woman which is near the father, is not the Dracula's mother, because they divorced and he got another Hungarian lady. So the lady, it's not his mother, it's just the father who is actually the Dracula's father. The whole city doesn't have a huge dimension. The city is small, it has all types of the churches. This is a Romanesque one, and it's one up on the hill, which is a Gothic one. It do not go till there. It's useless. Yeah, just stay in the area that you say over here. You have shops in both squares. This is a small square, another one over there. On the left over here, you have a public toilet, if you want to use it, and restaurants. Now, close to me because I cannot hear you. It's a Dracula's restaurant because all the Americans on that one, they want to go and eat it. The food is and sucks. But if you want to go there, I'm not saying it's tremendous expensive, but it's probably 10% expensive.
around the tower.
I didn't take it.
You just can get a little bit space for everybody. You can stay over here, no problem at all. Yes, sister, can you come a little bit here, and I will use it. You can use it this one. Sister, for her it's hard to stay. You can stay like this.
It's okay.
It's okay. So this is the first Romanian language school. It's interesting how it works. So German was the very first one who, you know, in a way will complete the cycle. From tomorrow will be normal tourists. Today we'll complete the cycle what we have learned 1 week ago. Yes? Germans were friends with Martin Luther. Yes, remember, I will show you, it's in the city center, it's a statue, the one who will walk will see the statue of the famous Brasov citizen Protestant who switched the Catholics of the Germans in Transylvania to the Protestant because he was a friend of Martin Luther, and called Erasmus from Rotterdam to teach at the German school from Brasov. Yes? Romanians who were staying close to the Germans. Yes, I told you, outside of the city walls. You notice, it's one city, very well fortificated, and another city over here. During the war, Romanians were allowed to take their own belongings and entering inside the fortification, including the Jewish. Very rare. Because they have the mutual enemies, the Mongols and the Turks. And then I told you, Romanians say, we fight for you with our blood. The Jews say, we fight for you with our money. So we need a synagogue. And the Germans say, okay, do it a synagogue, but not put it on the line.
Right.
And I will show you on the way how the synagogue is 21 feet. That was 21 meters, sorry. That was a distance, a legal Christian distance to be outside of the line. And the Orthodox say, but we are Christian. And they said, yes, but you are Orthodox. So do it as the Jewish have done. Put it behind the line, yes, 20 feet. And I will point it also the Romanian church. I told you that the Romanians were tricky. And instead, the church was here, but in front, where was the line, they built it a gate that looks like a church. Yes, it will be in a way easy when we'll see it from the square, from the city square. Yeah, you will see that one, the cupola of the church, which is smaller than the cupola of the gate. Yeah, and what's important, because I'm trying to close a cycle from the academic point of view. Remember, long time ago we have been at Rila, and I told you at Rila Monastery, that the Muslims forbidden the printing press. Yes?
Yeah.
And Romanians staying near the Germans, they found that the Germans are learning very quick using the new invention of the Gutenberg, the printing press. And they say, let's get a new one. The Germans and the Polish they have in Krakow, they didn't want it to sell them because they are schismatics Orthodox. Say, if you want to learn from our type of Bible, our Protestant Bible. You don't need it a printed press. We supply. Your kids are welcome to our school, but use our Bible. Romanians say, no, we want an Orthodox Bible. Oh, that cannot be done because it's done on our machine. And then they found that somewhere in the south, in Bulgaria, in Serbia, in Albania, some Byzantine, Greek printing press are destroyed by the Muslim. Because they are useless over there. Remember when I told you? So they had the will, and what's more important, they had the money. So they went there, they bought their own press in the 15th century together with the Gutenberg. They built their own press and they started to print their own Orthodox books. Long before, the Greeks were not allowed by the Turks, and long before the Russians, who are not in such a cultural development. Yes? So with the money from the trade doing together with the Germans, they actually developed the Romanian culture. And both culture went in parallel. But they use Slavonic letters. And now I will give it to you, please be very careful, it's an 1814 geography manual. So you can't read it, yeah, it's okay. Because it is in Cyrillic, like you have seen it in Bulgaria, remember?
Yes.
And then they start say, we are not like the rest of the Slavics. We are the follow of the Romans. We are the conquerors. We supposed to be the leaders and the dominant nation over here. So they push out the Slavonic alphabet and brought the Latin one. So we'll use the Latin alphabet only from the 19th century. See,
Aquí dice, aquí say, Lutero es un santo.
Lutero es un santo.
Santo.
Santo. Eh bien? So, and that's how the school worked it. Mainly the kids were more or less your age, 26, 27 years. Very tiny, very small. You don't eat a lot of meat and a lot of corn, yes? And of course, for the school, they use on the other side, and you can say the printing press. The very first Romanian printing press, which is still in use. We'll take a look. Some guy has to be a sculptor and do it in mirror, because you know when you are printing you have to do it in mirror. Yes, stuff like this. It works about 2-3 months. I can tell you the one that I keep it in my hand, it's from 1743 and it costs 3 pair of oxes. Yeah, that was a price, very impressive.
Price for what? The plate?
The plate, just the plate. And then you put it over here and the system is very easy. You have the ink, you got the ink. Yes, over here. I just do it like small things. We have to teach our kids, that's why I know, don't worry. Yes, sir. You put it like this, inside, working, outside. It's oak, it's very hard, yes? And you got it, the paper that it's over here. So, because of this, they starting a printing business here. Needing for the printing, they need the paper. And they brought Chinese from China to make the first paper mill in Romania. Yeah, Romanians were quite risky in terms of business, the one from Brasov during that time, yeah? And that's why the dialect which is spoken here, because of the books, I think are one of the first books, they changed the exhibition, I don't know. It has to be, tell me what year, 1575, I can't see it. Yeah. So the very first book that they printed here has been spread all over Romania, and now the last things, and I leave you free to enjoy the city when we go together, but not. Who spread the books all over the territory, mountain in Romania? We have a vector, not the monks.
Idiots.
In something that you have seen and you count it all the time, all over. Sheep. Who said sheep? Shepherds. Shepherds were buying the books here, and because they were traveling from the western part of Romania to the Black Sea plains and back, and the north part of Moldavia in Bukovina, and once again from Bukovina to the Danube Gate, they carried these books. So Romanian culture in 16th century was established and spread by simply shepherds. It's a language of the shepherds. For a moment during the communist time, Romanians were ashamed to saying like this. Stupid things, what's the shame? It's a decent job and a very good and very honest one. So they were the vector. I'm not saying that they were the teacher, but they were, you know, like a vector who were passing the culture from all this. Okay, thank you very much. In 10 minutes you have time to take the pictures, and we'll be at the bus and think about who wanna walk another 20. She was the one who was the daughter of the rope maker in the city. You know, each city has guilds, and the rope maker daughter was here. her name was Elisabeta or Ekaterina Sigelius.
Lover
Yeah,
of Dracula.
very lover of Dracula. They have 3 sons in this house, and probably it was a woman that he loves. She was pretty. She never married her. She was Orthodox cathedral. It's one of the biggest that you will find.
This is a Lutheran church.
Then holes are from the hooks. You know, they have in the Middle Age a special hook
Originally
catch
a
the
Catholic
stone
church.
and lift it. Okay, and see, you have these small holes over there. All the
Lutheran
churches, if you see to an original one, this is the way how they work. They didn't carry it with the hands. They have a special hook to get it, and they put this hook in these small holes of the stone. The stone one who was not the master, but the one
Right there, right there.
under the master. Yes? Sorry? Learning, but still very skilled one, yeah? So the master was jealous on it. So what was happening in one night, he pushed it down from the roof. So the guy died. Yes? And in the dream, Virgin Mary came and said, you are a bad boy because you killed somebody. And he said to Virgin Mary, look, Virgin Mary, I'm not Jesus Christ. What can I do? It's true. I was evil, I was jealous. It's a sentiment that I supposed not to have it. But what can I do it now? I'm not Jesus Christ to bring him alive. And Virgin Mary told him, I didn't told you to bring him alive. I just ask you if you can make him immortal. So he thought about the answer and put Peter, that's the name, it's a character of the city. Put Peter on the wall and doing in this way immortal. So you can get immortality even, death and life. Yeah, you can be dead and be immortal, or you can be alive and nobody knowing you. Yeah, it's an interesting